My name is James Preston, and I'm 78 years old, and I'm from Sledge, Mississippi. And they call me Little Man. My dad died when I was 5, and I started working when I was about 6 years old.
How much money was your first paycheck?
Ooh, I make 50 cents a day.
50 cents a day?
50 cents a day. From sun up to sundown, 50 cents. 50 cents. That was, well, that was $3. $3 a week.
How hard has it been?
Well, it's been pretty hard, man. You know, we got the worst job, and we got the, I don't know, we just come up on the low end, we got the worst of everything. You know, like if I apply for a job, you apply for one, no matter who was, if I was more qualified than you, if you wanted, if they would put me back and give you the job, and you know, about you being white. I went in places that I would go in with a white guy, and they put me out, and I had to go around and come in the back door.
And so then fast forward to this past November.
I voted for Obama. I was proud to vote for him because that was the first man, Obama. He come up like me. He come up, working for a living. And all the rest of them that's been voted for, well, it looked like they was already rich when they got to be president. So they didn't know how I come up as a poor man. Yeah, there's a lot of heap of pride to vote for a black man because nothing like that never happened before. I never had a chance to vote for a black man. So when I got a chance, well, it's quite nice, you know, I'd be glad to, too glad to vote for it.
And so what's it going to be like on January 20th when Obama is officially sworn in as the president?
Oh man, it's gonna be nice. I believe we're gonna have a good time on that trial.
If those hands could speak, what would they say?
Oh man, I don't know what they would say. They would be crying, places talking what they've been through.
They'd be crying?
Yeah, man,
those are some worn, leathery, tough hands.
Leathery, tough hands. I've been, them hands done did something. They've been frozen. They've been, I don't know. Just look at that. You see how rusty and rough they are?
Yep.
They've been through something, ain't they?
CNN photojournalist Robert Johnson not only shot that piece, but he also took some of the great still pictures you just saw. And the producer of this piece, CNN's Wayne Drash, has a very personal connection to this story, and we talked about it a little bit earlier.
72 years.
Yeah.
You'd never find a more loyal person to your family. As disturbing as it is my great-granddaddy who hired him as a 6-year-old. He's named Little Man because he had to step up when his father died at the age of 5 and be the little man of his house.
And I was talking to you about this story a little bit earlier, and you said this man really personifies the American dream and the American experience, and also he takes the stigma off of what people think. You said black men, the stereotypical black men were or are now.
And when you think about what he faced as a black man in Mississippi, he was constantly told a black man's not a hard worker, is lazy, doesn't stay with his wife, and is not a family man. He's been married 57 years now to his wife, Eva May. He raised 13 children, 6 grandchildren. 2 of his children died along the way. One in her youth, one in adulthood.
You said he is the unsung civil rights hero.
Yes.
That people you don't hear about. Why do you say that?
Absolutely, because he's just one of these guys who who stayed behind, didn't really necessarily have a choice. He didn't have the money to escape and go up north. He stuck through thick and thin. He talked about what it was like. We just had a complete, honest conversation. I jokingly say I crossed the railroad tracks to sit down and talk with my black kin, to ask them what it was like to get called the N-word to your face all the time. Did you ever see anybody get lynched? And he turned around and he said, up there on that bluff, when I was 5 years old, there was a black man. There's hung from a tree.
You thought it was important to bring Robert on the set with
Yes.
you, because he changed your experience in Mississippi, and the experience that you both had when you were there changed both of your lives. Why is that?
I think to Mississippi, I brought a lot of misconceptions and kind of prejudice of my own. I was a little leery when Wayne said we're going to Mississippi, but when I walked away, I was just blown away and amazed at the artfulness, the people, the friendliness of the people, and the courage of this man who worked so hard. Because when you see African Americans might be portrayed, males are portrayed in a different light, but you see this man who worked through 72 years in hard labor in the field. It was really touching.
It is tough to talk about, and we're all on the verge of tears up here. It's tough to talk about, but it's something that we really need, because we are more connected and closer than we think we are.
Yes.
And we have more things in common than we have.
And it's
more
always
than
been like that.
differences.
Yeah. At least the white side of the railroad tracks has never really talked about that. The interconnectedness and symbiotic relationship. And it was hard times for white people too. Black people, especially in those parts, definitely got the raw end of the deal.
And this was he hired him in 1936 during the
Yes.
Great Depression to pick cotton, and your great grandfather hired him, but your grandfather also
Yes.
picked cotton alongside of him. We're going to continue this conversation, and I want to tell you this work is online, CNN.com. Look for Wayne Drash and Robert Johnson's work there. Inspired, we do have to say, everything is connected. This was inspired by the story that we did on Ann Nixon Cooper.
Yes.
And Robert shot the photos for CNN.com. Inspired by that story, and you went back to visit and came up with this amazing story. So it's all connected. We appreciate it. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much for that. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Very emotional moment in our 6 o'clock broadcast this evening. So we wanted to replay that for you. We're all more connected than we think. More in common than differences. Meantime, you guys are weighing in. Here's what Miss Firecracker had to say. She said, I really, really love the story from Mississippi. Do you have a link to it online? Please, I can't find it. It's not online yet. We can promise you it's going to be on there soon, probably tomorrow. So keep checking back.